Hi everyone, I'm thrilled to be here today with Michelle Jones-Johnson, Vice President for Talent and Inclusion at WPI, to talk about a subject that's very near and dear to my heart, which is diversity and inclusion. And specifically, Michelle, I'm really excited to talk to you about an enormous undertaking that we've started at WPI called Project Inclusion. And Project Inclusion is all about making WPI a place where everybody can thrive. Of course, everybody knows that we've been working hard on our numbers. We've got the most women ever in our first year class this year. We've been doing great at hiring excellent diverse faculty. But Project Inclusion is about something bigger than just the numbers. What can you tell us about it?
Sure. So it is absolutely, it's more than just the numbers. Project Inclusion is a 3-year initiative, at least to start, where we're bringing together our community stakeholders to really help us assess where we are as a community in terms of diversity, inclusion, and equity, but then also to create a logic model and a plan around what are we going to do to tackle those goals and make sure we get the outcomes that we want. The beauty of Project Inclusion is that it isn't just sort of someone from the top saying, here is our plan. And it isn't someone coming in and saying, this worked at another institution and it's going to, here it is for us. It is what is going to make it distinctive for WPI and impactful and meaningful toward our goal to be a more inclusive community.
So tell me about who's involved. So it is, you said it's very
Sure.
participatory.
It is.
So how does this work? We've got a big committee of people, right, from all across the university.
Right. So the first thing that we did, which I really love this approach, is we were working with some external consultants, and they came in, Ringa Consulting, and they came in and did a readiness assessment, which I thought was really important. And they, of course, spoke with you, they spoke with me, they spoke with members of the Management Council, and really to understand where we were as a community, but also to get our commitment around being involved in this process. They did extensive focus groups with our community, and then from that, all of that work, they were able to come back and do a report to say, we think you're ready to move forward in this. And from that point, we were able to then pull together our great steering committee. I have a fantastic co-chair, Peter Hansen, one of our faculty members, and then Bonnie Walker is also our internal liaison and has been working diligently in this work. But our steering committee was able to come together and to be part of this initiative and really think about, there's 6 dimensions in this work. There is a focus on sort of philosophy and mission, faculty, student, and staff supports, so those are 3, and then work around curriculum and administration and leadership.
Yeah.
And we had some very robust conversations about which dimensions we wanted to tackle first, and we all decided that we wanted to deal with people. So we are focused on year 1, faculty, student, and staff support.
So tell me a little bit about the work that the steering committee is doing around
Sure.
the faculty, students, and staff.
So the first part of this, which is the assessment phase, and it's not the problem-solving phase, right? And that was hard because we always want to jump in and say we have identified it and we want to now
we want to fix it.
Yeah. Exactly. So we have spent time using data we already have to say, where are we using a rubric for each of those dimensions? Where are we in terms of whether we are sort of emerging, transforming? Where are we on that continuum? And so each of those groups have formed their own steering committees, have looked at data related to that rubric, and have come back, and we are at a space where we've just finished our mid-year updates, and we presented to you and the Management Council. We will present our sort of end of the year update back in the fall as part of our launch for year 2. But they've been able to not only sort of engage with each other, but also build each of those subcommittees out so we continue to bring the community into this work, and we'll continue to do that.
So the thing I love about Project Inclusion is how inclusive it is. It really does speak to people across the entire campus. One of the challenges is sometimes we hear things that are difficult to hear.
Yeah.
And so I've been very impressed with the group at how they've taken this on as a huge opportunity for our community. How do you feel about how it's going and where we're headed with this important work?
So here's the beauty of having the external consultants, because it's not just here's a list of tasks and let's get these things done. There's a lot of discussion, a lot of understanding, a lot of trying to influence how we approach things, and disagreement. And so even within that committee, we had to have conversations with each other around how do we make sure people are heard? How do we make sure we keep moving forward? How do we deal with dynamics that may be occurring in those groups? and still stay committed to the goal. And so I think it's going really well. I learned a lot this year around how to bring a group of people together that are passionate about an issue, that are passionate about making cultural and structural change in the institution.
Yeah.
And so I just actually finished last week meeting with all the co-chairs of the subcommittees around two things. One is thank you so much for your engagement in this, and we hope you'll continue, but also what do we need to do better to position you to do this work for year two? And we got some really great feedback around that. And
That's
so
great.
we'll continue to build around how do we make this experience for those engaged better, so that they can go and do the work of making this a better institution.
And then, you know, in many ways, this process is great because it does hold up a mirror to us in a way that's a very important. But ultimately, the changes that need to be made to make us as inclusive a community as we can be are up to all of us. A committee's not going to make those changes. We all have to make those changes.
Right. So the work of the committee is to do this assessment, to come with the logic model and come with the plan, and then they will come back to the leadership to say, here's the plan. Let's talk about how we get this work done. And so each of us now then has an opportunity and accountability for making sure this gets done. And while the committee can still continue to work on projects, to work on whatever it is that they feel is important for them.
That's great. So I'm excited to see the results, the final results from year one, and heading into year two of this endeavor, Project Inclusion. It's going to be great for WPI.
I think
Thanks,
so.
Michelle.
Thank you.